This is Wobbly Wallaby, and this is the first episode of Interviewing an Expert. My first guest is Whackamole, an endgame Doram who I found from the Ragnarok mobile community Discord channel. A link to the Discord channel will be in the description. He was extremely helpful, and I'm thankful for the time he spent to make this interview possible. Doram is an amazing class and has so much potential. I want to learn how to improve my physical Doram. The questions I ask are focused on helping people improve their physical Doram with a focus on PvE and boss hunting. We'll go through my questions first, then closely examine his character, and finally we'll do a damage test. We communicated by Discord, so I'll be reading his written responses. What is the story behind your in-game name? His response? It's a throwback to the old school Whack-A-Mole arcade game where you smash moles with a mallet as they pop out of the ground. I've used it in gaming for a while and it kinda stuck with me. Why did you choose Doram? His response? Before Doram, I was a ranger. This is the pre-4th job days. I was ADL, which was quite boring, and I was looking for a change. Then Doram came out. I was able to use some of my old gear, which was plus 10 at best, and play around with AoE skills, healing, shields, etc. It was such a welcome change from being ADL. What do you like about Doram? His response? The versatility. You can be DPS, physical or magic, you can be support, and even a tank. There's lots of different builds to try across PvE and PvP. What don't you like about Doram? He said, Dorams are expensive compared to other classes. Other classes can match or beat Doram damage with less investment. Also, the animation delay on all the Doram skills hurt in MVP hunting. What do you do for farming on your account? He says, I usually switch to my Stellar Hunter to farm. I'm still using my old Ranger gear, with a few upgrades that I made for Doram, for example Hellions, accessories, etc. Stellar Hunter ADL is the new king of farming. How often do you MVP hunt? He said, daily. I usually get 5 to 6 rounds a day. I'm big on MVP hunting, but it's hard to compete with the NoGus and LBs, and all the people that play multiple accounts. What is your auto attack and manual cast during MVP hunting? He said, for auto attack I only have Savage Soul and Lunatic Carrot Pound. For manual, I have Lunatic Carrot Pound, Lunatic Gunner, Picky Pack for when I run into Chronomancers, Meowgrass, Tuna Steak, and Dry Fish Lifesaver for dealing with Kaho and Revenant Kaho. Soul Bead and Prepare for Elite with Curled Bead are on the alt skill bar, which I refresh after each kill before B-winging it back to town. Do you bring slaves for hunting? If so, which classes? He says, nope, I run solo. I play on an iPhone, so slaves aren't really an option for me. It's tough to MVP solo. Survival Ring versus Dog Servant. Which is better? He says, the age-old question. I guess the typical answer is, it depends. Everyone is set up a little different. But from my experience and testing, at plus 12, Survival Ring beats Dog Servant except against demons or brutes. Nothing beats Dog Servant in those cases. Not even a plus 15 Cat Paw, which is what I currently use. But Cat Paw gets bonuses for Undead and Plant, which is helpful for Reverence. Not a lot of people use Cat Paw, but it's kind of a well-kept secret. It's really great at plus 15, but only at plus 15. It loses as plus 12 to most other accessories. But it can be used for both melee and ranged physical builds, which makes it very versatile. What ignore defense do you go for? He says, I try to stay at 160 plus at all times. I think right now I'm around 170 and could probably make some swaps for more damage or resists. Which plus 12 items do you recommend getting first? He says, probably Doram shoes because they give a bonus at plus 12. Other items are more important to get to plus 10 first, but the Doram shoes are incredibly cheap for what they provide, and aside from accessories, none have a plus 12 bonus. Which plus 15 items do you recommend people get first? He said, definitely the wand. It's a huge damage boost to Lunatic Carrot Pound and Savage Soul. Plus 10, then plus 15 since it gives bonuses at those levels. Ancient Cape Synthesis is also a nice option for 15 because of the skill damage bonus it now gives and is used by so many physical classes, for example, LB. Anything you want to plug, or any final words to anyone watching? He says, just a big thanks to all friendly and helpful people in the Discord community and my Acer guildies for dealing with my shenanigans. Next, let's closely examine his character. We'll start off with his gear. If you want to know what 4th enchants to roll for as a Doram, his gear provides an excellent example. Also, when I asked him about his plus 15 items, he said that he YOLO'd them. He said he gave up on safer finding once he was ready to start pushing all his gear past plus 10. He said there was plenty of times where he's walking around with plus 3 broken items equipped. Let's begin. First, his offhand is plus 15 Hellions Bracelet. He got that amazing extra damage and attack percentage. He also got nice physical damage increase and the Alice Star card for killing bosses. Next for armor is the plus 15 God's Blessing. He gets a lot of extra HP percentage and damage reduction. He has a nice Morale 4 enchant and the heart card for killing bosses. For garment, he's using the plus 15 White Duke Manteau. It has a lot of extra skill damage at plus 15. Also, he has a nice HP percent enchant and he's using the Eclipse Star card for a lot of extra HP. For footgear, he's using the plus 15 Kitten Ankle Belt. It provides some great damage increase. Wow, look at that max HP percentage, and he's also using the Ferris card for more HP. For accessories, he's using the plus 15 Cat Paw Stamp. I hadn't actually seen people use this before, but the penetration is fantastic. He has nice physical damage increase on both accessories, and he's also using the Ultraman card on both accessories too. As he said in his interview, they do have to be plus 15 to be good. Next is weapon. He has a plus 15 Fine Pink Foxgrass. It provides a lot of extra Savage Soul and Lunatic Carrot Pound damage. He also got the Morale 4 enchant, and he's using 2 Minoris cards. For head, he's using the plus 6 Abyss Cry. He also has nice Vitality enchant, and he's using it with the Orc Hero card to avoid stun and the extra Vitality. For face, he's using the plus 6 Winter Crown for skill damage. Nice morale roll on that. For mouth, he's using the Light Food for more skill damage. He also got a great Vitality roll on that. For back, he's using the Wrathgrissy Fallen Feather. This has a 10% chance to cast Lex, which is insane. You'll see this in action later. He also has nice HP percentage too. For tail, he has a plus 10 Summer Banana Split for more damage to MVPs. He also has a nice HP percentage enchant on this. Next, let's look at his stats. For basic stats, his HP is at 1.24 million, and his attack is at 10,000. This is his attribute distribution. Vitality and Dex are very high, followed by Agility. He has a lot of damage and physical damage increase. Here's the rest of his stats. Next is Advanced Ruins. For Advanced Ruin, he's using the Life Burst 3rd line rune so he can do that critical damage. He's also using Savage Assault rune for more Savage Soul damage. He uses the Life Bond Star rune with the 3rd line, so he has a chance to cast Life Concentric twice. He has a Menthol Growth rune. He has the Buggy Quick Strike rune. He has a Fresh Tuna rune with the 3rd line so he can heal himself. And we can see all his attribute runes are maxed out. This is Whackamole's Adventure Handbook deposits. Next is the damage test. This is the training dummy setup in his house. It is set to demi-human, water, and large. The dummy strength is at 0. For this damage test, we're just using self buffs and foods and Lunatic Carrot Pound. He casts his self buffs and then starts hitting it. Wow, 153 million. That's insane when that Lex kicked in. Finally, it's my turn to hit the dummy so you can see the damage someone can do with my gear and my setup. Here's my standard PvE gear. I cast my buffs, and the highest I can hit with this gear is 18.8 million. I definitely have a long way to go, and I'm going to follow Whackamole's advice and improve my character. Thanks again to Whackamole for helping me so much with this interview. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe.